Dogs, man's best friend, and today, machine learning engineers. This is Maisy. Maisy is my dog, and today she's going to write some code, choosing between each of the Python libraries and building out a machine learning model. And so, over to the dog. Go. Pause and take your bets where Maisy will go. On the left is linear regression. On the right, we have logistic. Now, for some context, we've been training Maisy extensively. Left. Maisy went to the left. And after all that hard work, Maisy was wiped out for the rest of the day. So instead, I turned to my AI dog and I asked it to be Maisy, to think like my dog would, and to answer the following. And after a few not so clear answers, we finally landed on something quite straightforward, an IMDB dataset. So, let's begin. So we took to Kaggle to find an IMDB linear regression dataset, and we ended up finding this right at the top. So we went with it. It wasn't a particularly large dataset, it was the top 250 TV shows, but it did have some good documentation, and so we went with it. After reading up a little bit about the data, I had a look at all the rows and columns to build a picture of it. You can see here it has the name, year, episodes, type, and so forth. Only 8 columns, so not massive, but nonetheless it was Maisy's choice, and so I headed over to download it. Following this, we found ourselves in Google Colab, the online and interactive environment for Python. Now, we'll open up a new notebook and I'll assign it a name. Here, we'll be building out the machine learning model. And I'm going to go through this very quick and then walk you through step by step what we did, or what Maisy did, and I'll leave all the code linked below so you can do it too. Let's cut to the time lapse. And it's all done. So let's walk through exactly what I did here. You can see first of all I imported all the necessary libraries and then took a look at the head, or the first 5 rows. We've already seen this in Kaggle. A few of them I didn't need for what I was building. Now, if we look at this, you can see that the year, there's some issues there. Some of the numbers are singular values, whereas some have a hyphen, and it's 2 years. Also, episodes has EPS in it. Again, the dataset was quite small. Looking at the shape, it was 250 rows by 8 columns. Now, I amended the dataset in pandas to just have these columns. We didn't need the other ones. And then we got to cleaning up the data. I extracted the first year from the year column and saved it as a float. Then, re-looking at the head, you can see it was repaired, although it should have been saved as an integer. Now we get into the machine learning. You'll note we haven't fixed the episodes yet, but we'll get to that. We're going to have the train test split. I explained all of this in my last video. Linear regression, and we're going to evaluate it with the mean squared error. Here we then removed the part from the episodes which we didn't need, and again saved it as a float. Because we wanted to look at the year and episodes, and if that could be used to predict the rating. So we split the data into a training and a test set for our linear regression machine learning model, which we assigned under the variable model. After this, we fit the training data to it and was able to run the model. Zooming out a bit here, you can see we actually end up with a visualization on how it performed, an evaluation in terms of the mean squared error, and we run a new prediction through it. So let's just break this down step by step. First of all, we evaluated the model with the mean square error, showing it's relatively low, meaning there was a small difference, square difference between the predicted and actual ratings. Good. So then we evaluated the model with a visualization, which actually is only optional. You don't need to do this. We just want to look at it plotted to see what that relationship, what the correlation looked like. But most importantly, our final step involved adding new data and making a prediction from that. It's the whole reason we built this model. So you can see, given this year of 2022 and the number of episodes, we can predict the rating that series would have got. Now all the best and good luck.